Imagine this, 21 soldiers against 10,000 enemy fighters, a battle where victory was impossible, yet honor was everything. Stay with me till the end, because today you're going to hear the real story of one of the greatest last stands in world history. A story the world respects. A story of courage, sacrifice, and duty. This is the Battle of Saragarhi. 12 September 1897, Northwest Frontier Province, a rugged, unforgiving land near the Himalayas. A tiny outpost called Saragarhi, a mud and stone building barely the size of a small school, a watchtower, a signaling room, a few defensive walls. Here stood just 21 Sikh soldiers of the 36th Sikh Regiment. Morning sun, dust in the wind. One soldier scanning the horizon with a telescope, another cleaning his rifle, another writing the daily report. Everything felt normal, until one soldier noticed something strange. A massive cloud of dust began rising from the distant hills. At first, no one understood what it was. But as the wind cleared the dust, thousands of Afghan tribesmen appeared, almost 10,000, marching, chanting, their war cries echoing through the valley, and their first target was Saragarhi. Slow, atmospheric details. Dust hitting the walls, wind getting stronger, footsteps rumbling through the earth, binocular reflections showing Afghan banners. What did the 21 soldiers do? Panic? Fear? Retreat? No. They calmly took their positions, checked their rifles, secured the gate, organized ammunition. Their leader, Havildar Ishar Singh, looked at his men and said only one sentence. Men, we hold the post. No surrender, no retreat, just duty. The Afghans began to surround Saragarhi. Hundreds climbed the hills, hundreds moved through the valley, hundreds more tried to circle from behind. 21 soldiers, watching a sea of enemies closing in. The first gunshot cracked the silence. A bullet whistled past the walls. Then the Sikhs responded, each shot perfect, each target falling. Bullet impacts on walls, dust clouds rising, echoes bouncing between hills. The battle had begun. The Afghans quickly realized something. A frontal attack would not work. The Sikhs were too accurate, too disciplined. So the Afghans changed tactics. One group attacked from the front, another tried to scale the walls, another attempted a hidden route from behind. Snipers took positions on the cliffs, but every attempt was stopped. 21 men, but the accuracy of an entire battalion. The most important man in Saragarhi was not the commander. It was Signalman Gurmukh Singh, the telegraph operator. His job? Send updates to Fort Lockhart and Fort Gulistan, while bullets flew around him, while dust filled the room, while screams echoed from outside. Gurmukh kept tapping messages. Under heavy attack. Enemy surrounding us. We are holding. Send reinforcements. His calmness was unbelievable. He was the lifeline of the entire frontier. The Afghan leader ordered a massive charge. Thousands stormed forward. The ground trembled under their feet. Saragarhi shook with the pressure. Shots fired. Walls cracked. Stone chips flew in every direction, but the Sikhs did not break. They stood like steel. The attack eventually slowed. The Afghans stepped back to regroup. Silence returned. But it was the silence before a storm. Gurmukh Singh sent one last message. They are preparing for a final assault. The Afghans stopped shouting. The mountains grew quiet. A cold wind blew through the broken walls. Every soldier knew The biggest attack was coming now. And then, the valley exploded. 10,000 Afghan warriors charged together in one massive wave. Hammers hit the main gate. Axes smashed the side walls. Boulders were thrown from above. Saragarhi shook like an earthquake. And finally, the side wall cracked and collapsed. Afghans poured through the breach. Close combat began. Ishar Singh's heroic charge. Havildar Ishar Singh knew the end was near. He looked at his men one last time and said, "What we do today, the world will remember forever." He drew his sword and charged straight into the invading Afghans to buy his men more time. Dust rose around him. Shadows danced on the walls. It was pure bravery. One by one, the Sikh soldiers took their positions inside the fort. Havildar Hira Singh defended the gate. Lance Naik Chanda Singh covered the broken wall. Sepoy Bhagwan Singh fired from the tower. Each man fought until his last breath. Each man fell only after dozens of enemies fell before him. 21 soldiers. But they felt like an army. Only one soldier remained alive now. Gurmukh Singh. He was still sending messages, still tapping the telegraph key, still reporting the situation. His final message in the log was, "I am the last man. I will continue to fight." He placed the telegraph key down and picked up his rifle. He loaded the last 2 bullets. He fixed a bayonet. Footsteps echoed outside. The gate began to shake. Gurmukh stood at the center of the room and prepared for the final charge. He shouted, "Bol So Nihal!" And the fort fell silent. When the smoke cleared, 600 plus Afghan casualties lay outside Saragarhi. 21 men had stopped an entire army. Their sacrifice prevented Fort Gulistan and Fort Lockhart from falling the same day. Saragarhi saved the entire frontier. The British Parliament later said, "This is the greatest example of bravery in the history of the world." 21 soldiers. Infinite courage. If you love true war stories, real heroism, and history that hits the heart, subscribe for more. And tell me, which battle should I cover next?